I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity, dust in the wind. All they are is dust in the wind. Same old song, just a drop of water in an endless sea. All we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Now don't hang on. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. It slips away, and all your money won't another minute buy. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. Everything is dust in the wind. Everything is dust in the wind. In the wind. Welcome to Guys Got Gotti. Um, I'm Austin, joined by my co-hosts Dennis and Joe.
It was a lovely reading.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
I got a little choked up. We'll get into it in a little bit, but it's been kind of a weird week for us.
you hear that song 1,000 times, but when you actually read the lyrics out loud in your own voice, it's feel it a little bit more.
Actually, I haven't heard that one, so it hit me very hard.
A lot of songs will trick you this way because it's music. It sounds happy. It sounds like you're celebrating something. And a lot of times the lyrics will reveal that it's about something really devastating, or it actually wants you to hate the government.
I don't like that. I hope that we are very transparent in how we want people to feel.
Yes, I agree.
I dabbled in metaphor for a while. I tried to live my life metaphorically for most of my 20s, and it didn't really get me anywhere. So I've been trying to be more tangible, you know.
Well,
I,
I didn't know you in your 20s, but I I definitely like whatever you are now.
and
Oh, thanks a lot.
I don't want to say, Joe, that, I told you so, about like during that time period, but I definitely, was saying stuff like college is a waste of time, you know, but
Well,
let's,
when
um, and I appreciate
when
your growth.
when you operate in metaphor and you borrow money from a friend and then you're like, well, did I borrow it or was it given? And then I try to like pass it off as some sort of like poetic flourish or something. I understand now how that affected you and others. So
Well, I appreciate that.
I hear you loud and clear.
We first, we want to apologize for our absence. Like another song says, it's been a long time. And first, so we do want to apologize. Now, the reason that we've taken some time off really is because we felt like we finished 2024 in a pretty dark place, and we needed time to sort of to rebound from that. All our efforts in trying to get Gotti back into Oscar contention failed. So number one, that's a big old I'm sorry from the guys got a Gotti guys to the fans out there. And number two, that the last episode we did in 2024, we had the self-proclaimed movie expert Aaron Armadillo, and that was a nightmare.
Total bust.
I, the guy, I mean, personally, he could be a nice guy, and I think he could be a great guy. He's probably a great guy or whatever, but he's an absolute psychopath. and he scared the shit out of me.
There's a good chance he's a good guy, probably a pretty good guy. I did not like him. Um, Came on our show, kind of tried to tell us what to do, push us around, push his narrative. And this is not for me.
I just think
And
that he's a product of a just sick and violent um, society or, area, neighborhood. And it's reflected in his art and it is tragic. And again, we apologize to our fans. Uh, that's, the best way I could put it.
he was
It's
really dodgy. He was really dodgy about the amount of the copies of Gotti they had at his store or his where. Yeah, you know what I mean. He wouldn't really. He was almost. I almost thought he was lying a little bit about what he thought about Gotti and the movie. But he did. He could be a really nice. He could be a really nice, good guy. But I don't know. I don't know.
when you come on, guys got a Gotti, and first of all, you treat us like bad guys. And you don't know how many copies of Gotti you got in your store. Uh,
No preparation, really.
you don't be surprised when the bull grabs you by the horns.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good
That was a
message.
that was a metaphor. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Is, is that what
I
that is?
still. No, no. Don't worry about it. That's fine. I'm sorry.
But
It's a
we're hoping to move forward from this.
Yeah.
Try
It's
to salvage what
uh,
we can.
yeah. The
Let's
Gotti van was T-boned.
Yeah. Well, we can't. The one thing that we have to do is stop blaming each other. Okay, that's
Yeah,
the one thing we need to push forward. We
I think we
have,
got. Yeah,
we have an agenda, and we can't let these crazy psychopaths derail it.
I mean we're good guys. You know, we're not bad. And like
100%.
we thought, hey, let's get this movie guy come on and talk about Gotti with us and have a fun time. And it's Christmas and everything, and Deadpool mask, and I think he was, looked like he was in some sort of subterranean place. I don't know. I don't know.
And, all these guys, they're dime a dozen. They think they uh, they think they should have a show, and they're all over the place. And it's unnecessary, and it just clogs everybody's feeds up.
We don't have an
20,
agenda.
yeah.
Sorry.
In 2025, we're unclogging. We're putting a Drano on all that nonsense.
Thank you.
Now, let's
I think
move
that's another
on.
metaphor. Sorry.
Please do not accuse me of.
I I know. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
All right.
They
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
they came
No,
in
I'm
crystal
sorry.
clear for me.
I'm sorry. We're Hey, look, I'm happy to see you guys. I'm happy to be doing guys gotta
Yeah.
gotti.
Well, yeah.
It's a new
Right.
year
Right.
and it's going to be great.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right.
We got good news. Okay. So to everybody out there who's like, oh, what a bummer.
Yeah.
Number one, I am working. I did go down to the mall food court and get a job. As you could see, I just got off work. This is my uniform. I work at the brandly newly opened Cafe 80s, the themed cafe from Back to the Future Part 2. Do you guys remember that?
I remember you talking about it.
It was a really cool part of the movie, and it was either when Marty was in the future or perhaps I know that he comes back to the past, but the past is altered. So either the future or the altered past, Marty goes to a restaurant and it is called Cafe 80s, which is sort of like a joke within the movie. There's being nostalgic for the 80s. And now we've all lived through that same we went through the 80s and then we had 80s nostalgia and now we're here and we're capitalizing in this restaurant. I should say I've been there long enough, is capitalizing on that 80s nostalgia. And it's been really fun. And the uh end of this story is I am 100% debt free. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about our journey to getting debt free and where we go from there.
Yeah,
How'd you get it so fast?
Just
yeah.
working, working, hustling, getting tips. Really, I
No,
mean,
before they made it that 80s cafe, that was a Chinese restaurant. Uh, I used to always go to after school and growing up, and my parents would get takeout from there. And I think I had my first kiss there, and the egg rolls were really good. And my best friend worked there for a number of years, and I still have a T-shirt from it. But then, it was that fire. Um, and that, a couple of them didn't make it out, but so it's about the 80s.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, it's great. It's a cool place to work and the people are cool. And we sort of do, I'll be honest, a lot of people will come in and they'll say, hey, isn't this the place where, well, the fire and the death and whatnot? And we try to avoid, I mean, we don't talk about it much, but I guess if you come right out and ask, I want to be transparent. Um, and so, yeah, I'll explain about that. But now we have really cool people working there and a cool owner. The manager's name is Johnny, and he's a really cool guy. And he calls me Uncle Dennis. And I think it's probably because he's like 19 or 20 years old, but he's funny. It's funny, and he's a cool guy. And I work as often as I can. And they got a lot of young women there, and their kids are always getting sick, so they can't work. So I snatch that up. And so I'm
Man,
making bank. I'm making tips. I'm making a good wage there, and I'll do whatever they say. And honestly, sometimes I'm running errands for Johnny and stuff like that, so I'm making a little bit extra money.
fucking A.
And it's worked out great. And so I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how we're doing on our journey to being 100% debt free.
Well, I might need to look into maybe joining you at work or something. Maybe we can talk off the show, or maybe I'm I'm pretty much the same place I was where we last spoke, I guess. Except there's now people that kind of come intercept me at stores. Um, and let me put this out here. I do not respect you for doing that. To anybody, if you're out there listening to this, do not approach me in public. I get enough from the fans. Do not come up to me if you see me. Do not send me messages. I will not respond. You might get blocked. Um, so please remember that. Um, and especially don't ask me for money at the grocery store.
Well, who is it that's approaching you exactly?
It's these men that say I owe them money. And I don't know what they're talking about. Um, as far as I know, the Discover company is all I owe money to. Which used a little bit of that in some DraftKings. They have those free bets you can place.
Oh yeah.
And if you put in enough money, they kind of give you a little more. And in the way, if you do it right, you actually make the money back by putting in the money. Um, and it may have something to do with that. I'm not really sure. I pretty pretty sure I did all that right, so it should be free. But
What sport are you been
I
betting on?
oh, there's all kinds you can bet on.
I mean, I'm not like 100% against gambling to get out of debt, but
Well,
it
if you win, I mean, right?
it seems
Yeah,
risky.
if you win, yeah, you can kind of make a lot of money.
Like those commercials really get you fired up about how you're gonna win, and it's like, oh, we're gonna give you free money, and even if you lose, it's fine. I love that. I, you know,
Just right on. They, you know, my only advice is if there's any sort of fine print, you know, give that a once over.
Oh, okay.
yeah, my cousin cleaned up in on this Japanese miniature dog racing, and it's crazy, like how fast these weird little dogs are. Um, but I could ask him about that. That seems pretty fun. Um, my debt journey has been pretty stagnant, I guess, which I'm thankful for actually, because my landlord, Mr. Fitzmartinez, was starting to get in and I think make off with my property. And I don't know if he's out of town or what's going on, or maybe he's like sick or something, or in bed for a extended period of time. But uh, at least I'm still here and entrenched. So I'm fine with the stagnancy. Um, I still have the plans. I'm still, we're still working that out. But yeah, that's, I'm proud of you, Dennis. That's just fantastic.
Thank you.
It seems like you're having fun. You're active, you know. Whenever we're in the car, you're fucking blaring Van Halen, and it's like I could feel that,
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
yeah, it's been a good time. It's been good.
Well, I will be uh sending positive thoughts, manifesting debt, freeness from debt for you guys. And I think it's just around the corner, honestly. And people are out there probably wondering, like, what's the next step for you guys once you're out? You know, are you gonna save? Are you gonna invest? You know, uh, and those are great ideas. Um, we know that Dave Ramsey says successful people celebrate other people's success. And so that's why I'm here to announce on the show that, we are going to move forward with trying to produce the Teenage Gotti, Little Gotti cartoon. Uh, I think that, there's enough successful people out there that will want to sort of glom on to, the success that they see us experiencing. So, get out of debt, but it's not like a pressure. There's no pressure on you. You know what I mean? So I went back down to the pier and I talked to the um, sketch artist down there, and I told him what our idea was, and I said, can you do it? Can you make the heads not as big as like a caricature? And he was like, yeah, definitely. And so, for number one, turns out this guy, he goes by the name Lauerman, uh, just like a one name guy. And so I want to show you what he gave me. Now I do say now I'll show you this, and please take this with a grain of salt. This is what he did for free. So I think, later on down the line, if we could get some money to him, maybe we'll see what happens. But let me show you what he came up with. So here we got the guys. You've got Johnny. Now I said, please try to stay away from John Travolta's likeness because we don't really have, the rights to that. but it still really kind of reminds me of Saturday Night Fever. But and then we have Butch, right? Victoria, and she's got like a little holding on to a little apple for some reason. And then there's Bobby, and he's looking sort of somber. Maybe that's his part of his personality. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's
Austin, what do you think of that?
it's great first off. I don't know if I've got the words right, but I think there's some metaphors there that are maybe a little crossed or something. Maybe we so when you say little Gotti, is he same Gotti but small or
Well, I think he's maybe like a high schooler or a junior high type of guy, but yeah, let's hash that out. What do you think?
and he's short too or just or both or
Well, he would be shorter, I think, than
okay.
than he would have been as an adult.
We may want to make it crystal clear. We were talking about this earlier. We don't want to confuse fans, but make it very crystal clear what kind of Gotti we're talking about.
Like in Eddie Munster's Saturday Night Fever, Gotti. Was that what it was?
I could
Uh,
I could see
yeah.
that, but eh, it's
Uh,
just you have to take some liberties.
yeah, yeah, I know.
You
Yeah.
know, you have to
No,
have some
I'm thinking I
artistic
might like
license.
okay, I'm thinking maybe I like that.
Okay, let's let's sort of spitball this. So Gotti is a teenager, and yeah, maybe him and the gang, he turns into a werewolf, she turns into a vampire.
Or maybe they just like dressing like that. And they're like in a monster band. What's the apple? Maybe the apple like a witch. Like a witch has an apple,
Okay.
right?
And then
Like a poison apple.
people, yeah, kids like music, they could have songs. That's definitely a real, a great revenue stream when you got a
Yeah.
show and then the people on there get popular and they start putting out records and putting out singles. I'm for any idea right now, to be honest with you.
I could
Well,
write some Eddie Munster Saturday Night Fever baby monster songs.
Bobby looked kind of sad.
Right. So, I mean,
And
there
they're
was no
sad high
direction.
schoolers. That kind of makes sense, I guess.
Oh,
Kind
he's
of
a
looking.
cowlick.
Yeah, he has like a little thing going on with his hair. I thought it was a fun detail.
No, I like it. No, for sure.
I think
But
I'm
yeah,
I'm
you
starting to
got
turn a
Johnny.
corner on this.
He's happy. He's just like the happy-go-lucky guy, everything going his way. And you got Bobby. He's kind of the down on his luck, you know.
This Bobby character you've drawn is really starting to speak to me. I think may have spoken a little too soon.
Well, I'm glad you guys like it. And I think we just need to take some time and sort of, work on these spitballs and then we can go back to Lowerman and say, hey, what if we added this? What if we added that? What if we gave you 15, 20 bucks? Could you go down to the library and get on a computer or whatever, you know, sort of church it up a little bit.
Yeah, church it up.
So um, kind of the big kind of sad news. We're on Pope watch here these last couple weeks. He hasn't been doing too well. Once we heard the news, we kind of locked into it. At least I did. I haven't been able to look away. I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of all consuming at this point.
It's heavy stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he's Argentinian, and we've talked about that. and we've gone past that, and it's great. Uh, uh, I know we all have our popes. Everyone has their popes. Um, but whenever something like this, God, God forbid, should happen or occur, it's the human drama that in a very pure form. We're all looking to Rome. All roads lead to Rome, as you say.
I've been saying my prayers and then uh, saying an extra prayer uh, to the Pope, saying, "Get well. We'll be here when you're ready. Um, take all the time you need." I do that 3 or 4 times a day.
I hate to sound crass, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Austin, you're you've been sort of dabbling in this online gaming, and I bet if how do I say this? I bet if you could sort of guess what was going to happen to the Pope, you'd probably make a few dollars betting on that.
There's markets for everything, whether it's weather or papal death.
That I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
a.
that's what I'm saying. If you could bet on like when he's going to die. If you guess it, then
I think that's a great idea. Currently, I've had all my funds seized, so I'm not. I keep pressing the buttons, and they don't really seem to do much at the moment. So maybe I can go through one of you guys and we can come up with something.
Do you think it's those grocery store guys?
yeah. What?
Would not surprise me.
And that is you're describing it like it is what it sounds like, right? Like well, you don't have like your computer hasn't crashed or something, or your phone.
The button doesn't work.
Uh, like
It's
I'll get back to you.
it's an
Yeah, look,
out
I'll do a little.
I'll look at it for you if you want.
as
Yeah,
far as you know, it's an outside force that is influencing this lack of
that seems to be the case.
it's wild.
Something wrong with the phone would not surprise me though. Maybe one of these guys kind of took it while I wasn't looking and like hit it and put it back in my pocket. Um,
They have ways. They will erase your data from this and that and hit you with a magnet, you know.
It might be doing you a favor. I mean, at that point, it's harder to track you, probably. Unless you keep just going back to this grocery store, which it kind of sounds like. But um,
Well,
you know,
it's tough. I'm assuming you're having to like run credit with the grocery store, and there's only one grocery store in
I
town
mean,
that'll let you do that.
yeah, Piggly Wiggly wouldn't let me do that. Sorry. Yeah.
I've got they know me there, so they are letting me run a tab, and I've been doing that for a little while.
Well,
Are you hungry?
Oh no, I'm doing yeah, they've let me get whatever I want. And I'll pay it whenever, you
Okay.
know.
All
no,
right.
it's well, yeah. I mean, I hope that works out for you. Sounds rough. I can give you some of my leftover birthday money if you want to bet on the Pope dying.
Yeah, I think we could do a lot of good with that.
Hey,
I
and
was gonna
I
get.
made a decent amount. I made about 70 in cash tips. So I would put 35
Yeah, we
towards
can
the
make it. We can
dying
make
Pope
it
bet.
fun. We can make it fun. We can get some like we have a little Pope party. I don't know.
Well, if we do enough, we can start betting on every like each possibility, uh, so that once you do that, like you're gonna win no matter what.
Maybe
I
I
mean,
can
but
host the party and you can rest. Sorry, go ahead, Dennis.
we'll do. I'm worried that you'll win less money. I mean, I feel like the whole, the thing you see in the movies is put it all on black. You know what I mean? I feel like you got to take all the money that you can scrounge together and bet it all on one aspect of this.
Right
Now,
on the fucking skull and crossbones for the Pope.
I'm, I am not a novice. I have not been gambling as much as it sounds like you have been doing recently, but
I think
this is just
we can
a
probably
thought.
work some of this out. I think I think if we put our heads together, we can probably come up with a winning strategy.
Yeah, we've done a lot of good work here already, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, I mean, I think that 2025 is looking good already. Is looking better certainly than the way we ended 2024. I'm just excited about these new projects and new revenue streams and this potential party that we're going to have soon. So I'm just really pumped about all that stuff.
And we're definitely going to be more careful about who we bring on as guests.
100%. Yes. Again, to the audience, we apologize. Please,
Has he
if
tried
you
to talk to either of you? I meant to ask that.
no, I blocked every
I blocked him.
avenue of communication that I could.
I wasn't sure what his real name is, so I've been talking, I usually talk to whoever DMs me, and I generally find out they're artificial or really good. Um, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, okay. I was just wondering how he even okay. It's been odd, but I'm glad we're past it. And I'm sorry to the audience as well for our
And Joe,
behavior too.
I would never discourage you from doing that because these um algorithms and these bots and stuff are they've got to be learning, from a conversation with you. I feel like I learned so many things, when we sit down and have a conversation. There's no telling the levels of knowledge that that these computer programs are going to take away from interacting with you and become better for mankind.
Tired of bearing my soul to some machine that just sort of mentions sex in my bank account in the same sentence. It kind of bums you out.
I well, I don't know. I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope maybe look on look at it as an opportunity to pass on an education and maybe turn this into something positive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm learning. I'm not a machine, but I can learn too.
Yeah, you're a cheeseburger eating machine.
You got that fucking right. You got that right, man. Proud of it. Proud of it, bro.
Anyway,
Next time you come over, Dennis, you think you could bring a bag full of I don't know what you guys sell over there, but just a bag full.
oh yeah, definitely. Look, fried cheese, fried pickles, fried mushrooms, fried onion rings, French fries, you know, and then all of those things are then made into sandwiches. And then there is a bunch of different pastes because it's trying to pretend like it's the future. And now it's all the same paste. It's sort of an oatmeal, with like a bacon maple flavor in it. And then they just put a food coloring on it to then say like, well, this one has spinach or, this one has, beets, but it's all really the same thing.
Yeah, that actually sounds really interesting.
It's good. I love it. And I'm eating a ton of it. And yeah, I definitely can get my hands on a lot and I will bring you some. Now, excuse
Yeah,
me for a second.
I'd love to try that.
Yeah, like I think I saw a commercial for it in the newspaper, and it was they had like a Mexican night, and it was like that mashed. I think it mashed all those breaded fried things together, but it seemed to be like jalapeno poppers were kind of the main deal. Um,
And I
I
think
didn't
that
know
was
that that was at
actually
80s.
that was
At
actually
80s?
MASH night. I remember.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, if you can you can freeze that and hang on to that. If you, I don't know if your freezer's still going, but you can hang on to that and you could probably subsist on that for well through summer if you just get your hands on it.
All
So
right,
so what's
Joe.
going on here?
Oh, so Joe and I are gonna go out peepawing. I'm back in the game. I've got money to spend, and Joe's gonna help me try to pick up some ladies. I was gonna say maybe we head to Cecil's. It is my favorite bar. I don't necessarily recall seeing women there before, but maybe we could hit there first, and then if it doesn't work out, we can go somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll have full run of the jukebox, which on a Thursday night, with like $8 pitchers, I think, or whatever it is. Like I can deal with that. There's
All
way
right,
worse
I'm
nights.
excited.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joe.
goddamn right.
Well,
You're
uh,
always welcome to come, Austin. I feel like we kind of invite you.
that I'd love to come. I don't unfortunately have a sweatshirt or a sweater at the moment. Once I kind of figure out a few things, maybe I'll be able to go pick one up and I'll join you guys.
You'll love it.
It's so fun. Well, it looks like fun. Joe makes it look like fun. I'll say that.
Thanks, buddy. Can't wait.
Well, that's about all the time we have. We're going to send well wishes to the Pope. Um, I hope you guys have a great time tonight. And yeah, I guess we'll see everybody on at the next episode.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a great night. Joe, see you in a minute. Austin, have a good evening.
I'll go show club.